or for yourself? What was mentioned was the chambers.
Did you ever see the body of m.k.o
I have never seen...
in the course of your investigation?
I have never seen the body of m.k.o. I have never seen him in person.
Did you ever meet him when he was alive?
Not my lord.
Not my lord.
Yes.
Now, was there a forensic report regarding the body?
Forensic report?
Yes. In other words, was the dead body, the shattered remains of the person you picked up at Doba Hotel, were the bodies taken to the forensic laboratory? To your knowledge? Was there a DNA test?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. Was there a family identification before the burial?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. Now,
All this burial of whom?
of
The one who died.
m.k.o.
No. We have no evidence that he was dead.
I'm asking whether there was an identification of the body that was buried.
None.
None.
Yes. Therefore, we can't talk about burial of anybody yet.
Thank you, sir. Now, the body that was buried in Kaduna, to your knowledge, was marked unknown.
Yes.
Now, the Commissioner of Police of Kaduna State,
Yes.
Mr. Suleiman, at the material time,
Yes, my lord.
did say that if anybody says that he's able to recognize the body that was burnt beyond recognition, the person must be a liar. Will you agree with that?
I'm not aware of that statement, my lord.
You are not aware of that statement. Now, do you know that the Commissioner of Police Kaduna State addressed a press conference the following day after the unfortunate incident at Doba Hotel?
I'm not aware of that, my lord.
You do not have a copy of his press statement?
Not my lord.
We'll get it in a moment.
If you get it, tender it. We heard
Apart
about
from
it.
the press conference you addressed
Yes, my lord.
in Lagos,
Yes.
was there any statement made by the police regarding the unfortunate incident in Kaduna, to your knowledge?
Yes, my lord, there was.
Who made the statement?
After the bomb blast,
Who made the statement?
the ACCID, the OC bomb blast, and all other officers who took part in the initial preliminary investigation at the scene.
Yes. So a statement was made by the police.
Yes.
And that statement did say that it could not recognize the body, the person that was burnt in Kaduna.
It was a body. It was described as a body of an unknown person.
An
I am
unknown
not
person.
aware of that statement you are talking about.
Now, have a look at this Guardian of January 20, 1996. No, 96. 1996. Have a look at it.
Yes, my lord. Blast in Kano and Kaduna.
What is the title of that?
The title of the newspaper
Yes. Yes.
is The Guardian
Of what date?
of January 20th, 1996.
January 20th, 1996.
Yes.
We seek to tender it, sir.
We have to know that it's relevant. What is all it about? Blast in Kano. I see. Blast in Kano and Kaduna. Subnomen. Blasts in Kano and Kaduna. Exhibit 20. Yes.
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 Now, after that statement,
Yes.
yeah, we've tendered
Well,
it.
let him read it.
Yes, sir. Please, can you go through
Have you
that?
got it?
Please give him.
It'll be 20. What portion? The whole thing?
Well, it's just about 2
All
paragraphs.
right, go on.
Yeah.
The Guardian, volume 12, number
So you
6280,
can skip all that to save time. The body of the story.
dated January 1996. Blast in Kano, Kaduna. A device believed to be a bomb exploded yesterday at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano. Just the day after another blast tore through a wing of the Daba Hotel, Kaduna. Yesterday's explosion in Kano, suspected to be of a bomb, occurred at about 1:15 p.m. and shook the airport building, wrecking the toilets. There were no casualties. But in the Kaduna blast, reminiscence of that in May last year at the Kwara State Stadium of the Family Support Program, FSP, in Ilorin, a man suspected to have planted the bomb in a toilet was killed while an official of the hotel was injured. The British correspondent BBC reported the airport's public relations officer as saying the explosion resulted from something that was planted in the toilet of the departure lounge. Except from a question and answer session between the BBC correspondent and the spokesman went thus: have the security agents pointed finger at who might have be behind it? No one is yet to be identified as associated with the bomb explosion. They said they had not made any arrests yet, but investigation will continue, and sooner or later they are going to let us know the people who are. Do you have an idea of the damage done? Yes, the door to the toilet is completely blasted. A section of the toilet is completely blown off. The degree of damage cannot be ascertained now in terms of money, but it has been confirmed that the damage was extensive. Parts of the Mala Aminu Kano International Airport new departure hall, which was commissioned last year, were damaged in yesterday's explosion, which sent splinters of broken louver flying in sundry directions. The principal public affairs officer of the airport's branch of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, Alhaji Musa Shawai, confirmed the blast. He said that no arrest has been made, although preliminary investigation had begun. According to him, the whole building shook when the bomb exploded around 1:15 p.m. The bomb caused very serious damage to the building, Shawai added. A source at the police bomb disposal unit linked the explosion to a big bomb, saying plans were underway to conduct a test on which type. The international and domestic arrival and departure hall of the airport were locked up yesterday, while people and workers there were asked to leave the area until further notice.
Yeah. Now, in the publication in your hands, the paper is talking about the bomb blast in Kaduna and Kano. Is that correct?
Yes, my lord.
There were bomb blasts in Ilorin as
Yes,
well?
my lord.
To your knowledge?
Yes, my lord.
When was this?
I cannot remember because I didn't investigate that case, my lord.
There were bomb blasts at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport in 1996.
Yes, my lord.
At Maryland in Lagos.
Yes, my lord.
At Sabo in Lagos.
Yes, my lord.
At Onitsha.
Yes.
To your knowledge.
Yes.
Now, in March 1997,
Yes.
Chief Olufalaye
Yes.
and 13 others
Yes.
were charged to court in Lagos
Yes, my lord.
for allegedly throwing these bombs, including the bomb in Kaduna. Is that to your knowledge?
They are charged to court, yes, my lord.
Yes. Now, at that time, was the management of ICNL the Independent Communications Limited, was any of the management staff charged to court to your knowledge?
No, my lord.
Was Femi Falana charged to court to your knowledge?
No, my lord.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Biu, it was Mr. Femi Falana who defended those suspects in court, to your knowledge.
Yes, my lord.
Now, between 1996, I will be correct in suggesting that in July 1993,
Yes, my lord.
you, Mr. Zakari Biu, arrested Chief Ganifa Wemi,
Yes, my lord.
Bekor and Samkute, and my humble self
Yes, my lord.
at Lagos,
Yes, my lord.
and you took us to Abuja,
Yes, my lord.
where we were charged.
Yes, my lord.
Did you ever have cause to interrogate any of us for terrorism?
No, not my lord.
Not to your knowledge. Are you aware that on February 14, 1996, Femi Falana was arrested in Lagos? Are you aware?
I cannot remember.
Yeah,
But you have been in and out of
yes,
detention.
thank you. Now, between February 14, and I want you to listen, 1996,
Yes.
and 20th of November, 1996,
Yes, my lord.
Femi Falana was detained at Mawadashi village in Jigawa State for 10 months in that year. Now, are you aware that it was during the period of those 10 months
Yes, my lord.
that some of these bomb blasts took place?
Yes, my lord.
Now, are you aware that Radio Kudirat started broadcast in June 1996 when Falana was in detention?
I am not aware of that, my lord.
You did say in your evidence a couple of days ago that Femi Falana, a lawyer in Femi Falana's chambers, was writing scripts for that Radio Kudirat, and that I knew about the Radio Kudirat, the foundation of Freedom Radio.
I didn't say that, my lord.
That was what you got from the SSS.
That is what the SSS said.
Told you. Did you confirm these allegations against Femi Falana?
Femi Falana, I have known you for quite some time, and I did not confirm it.
I didn't confirm.
That's true.
Between 1996, November 1996, after my release from detention,
Yes.
and May 1999,
Yes.
I must have met you at Alagbon more than 100 times. Is that correct?
Yes, correct, my lord.
On these occasions, on no occasion,
Yes.
did you confront me with any allegation linking me with terrorism?
No, I didn't.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Bill, there were moments you allowed your office to be used by me to receive my clients.
That's quite correct, my lord.
And some of these clients, to your knowledge,
Yes.
are management staff of the news magazine.
Not my lord.
Not to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge. They are not management. None of them is a management staff.
Mr. Babafemi Ojudu was detained sometimes
Where?
1997, 98.
Where was he detained, my lord?
SSS and later brought to Alagbon.
Sorry, he was never detained at Alagbon Close, my lord.
Okay. Did you have cause to interrogate him?
I have cause to interrogate him.
At Alagbon?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you remember my coming to ask for his release from you?
He was brought to Alagbon Close for the purpose of my interrogation and was returned to because he was brought by SSS. So he was not in my custody. And he was returned to SSS immediately after the interrogation.
Yeah.
So
now,
I wouldn't have discussed his release with you.
Okay. Now, in the press conference you addressed in Lagos,
Yes.
where you alleged that the management of the Independent Communications Limited should be held liable for the bomb blast in Kaduna, you had this to say: your task force strongly suspects the management of ICNL of having connection.
Is that Exhibit 8 you are reading from?
I'm quoting.
Oh, you are reading from?
Yes, sir.
Something in evidence already?
I will get that in a moment.
All right, all right.
Can you remember saying that you strongly suspect the management of ICNL of having connection with at least the Doba Hotel bombing, or else James Bagaudakato was acting independent of his employers?
I think there was something like that.
You did say that.
I think so.
Now, have you confirmed your suspicion since then?
I was basing my suspicion on the report from the SSS.
Now, you did say that you analyzed the various reports you received. And I want you to confirm to this Honorable Commission, specifically, was it that the management of ICNL had any connection with the Doba Hotel incident?
Coming
Or
up.
are you saying that it is either that the management of ICNL had connection with the Doba Hotel bomb blast, or the late James Bagaudakato acted independently?
That is precisely what we mean. It is either of the two.
Which one do you want this Honorable Commission?
I say it is either of the two. That is an opinion.
So you are not sure what the position is?
Yes.
Yes. Now, you had cause to seal up the premises of the ICNL when you arrested 9 of the staff. Is that correct?
It's not correct, my lord. I didn't seal off the premises.
Okay, how many people did you arrest?
We arrested some people. I don't know their number.
Okay, I put it to you that there were 9.
Thank you for reminding me.
Now, did you interrogate any of them in connection with terrorism?
Yes, my lord.
Which
We
of them?
interrogated them of the whereabouts of Bagauda Kalto and their management staff, not of any terrorism. Yes, because they are literally small junior staff of the company.
Yeah. Apart from the management staff, did you charge any of those 9 staff that were arrested to court?
No, because
In connection with
no, we didn't.
the alleged death of Bagaudakato?
No, we didn't charge them. In fact, they were released to you, isn't it?
The alleged disappearance.
They were released to you.
I'm saying, did you charge any of them to court?
They were not charged to court. They were released to you, isn't it?
Now, the body that was picked up at Doba Hotel
Yes, my lord.
was reported by the then Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State,
Yes.
to have been burned beyond recognition. Now, which department of the security agency later recognized that unidentified body? Police? SSS?
This is a very important point. Has he agreed that the body was burnt beyond recognition?
There are two statements.
That's important.
Now, just a minute. Did you come across the report from the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State, that the body that was found at the scene of the unfortunate incident at the Doba Hotel was burned beyond recognition?
I haven't come across any report as such.
Okay. The incident happened January 1996.
What date? What date?
I'm asking you.
No, what date?
18th?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Now, you addressed the press conference in Lagos when?
I can't remember the date, but it was in 1998.
1998, about 32 months later.
Yes, my lord.
Now, At what time was the body identified? And by who?
The body was identified as contained in the report of the SSS of 22nd December 1997.
Now, you never identified the body yourself?
No.
Thank you.
Yes, it was buried on the 19th.
Discovered.
22nd.
When was it buried? Buried. When was it buried?
Is he talking? The question
Which body are you talking
repeat
about?
Your question.
Sir?
Which body are you talking about?
The body that was found at the double hotel.
Burnt beyond recognition.
I'm saying at what stage was the body identified?
Which
What date? I want to know the
Which body first?
The body that was found
In Kaduna.
at the bomb blast premises.
Kaduna.
At double hotel, Kaduna.
When was it buried? When was the body buried?
When was it identified?
First of all, you're talking about the date after the burial. When was the body buried?
There was an order for the burial on the 19th.
When was it buried?
Buried on the 19th.
Yes.
But I'm asking, sir.
Then 22nd, you will go and identify.
Yes, at what stage was it identified?
As who?
That is because
Who was he identified as what?
I'm asking you.
Yes.
Just listen to me. A body was found at the bomb blast.
Yes.
On the 18th of January.
Yes.
On the 19th, under 24 hours.
Yes.
That the remains were buried.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm asking you, because you did address a press conference in Lagos.
Yes.
Where you said that person that was killed at the bomb blast was Bagauda Kato. Isn't that so?
Yes, my lord.
I am now asking you, between the 19th of January 1990,
yes, my lord.
when the body was buried,
yes,
and when you addressed your press conference,
yes,
32 months later,
yes, my lord,
at what stage did you identify that dead body as Bagauda Kato?
that was after I received the letter from the SSS alleging that this is James Bagauda Kalto. The person that was found at the scene was James Bagauda Kalto.
When?
The letter was minuted to me on the 22nd, but I think I got it much earlier part of 1998.
1998?
Yes.
That's about 2 years later.
Yes.
Now, next question is this. Was the body that was buried on the 19th of January 1996, to your knowledge, exhumed at any stage?
No, it was not exhumed.
It was not exhumed.
Yes. Maybe the SSS did, but I don't know.
Are you aware that the management of the ICNN sued you for libel in the Lagos High Court?
Yes, my lord.
In the defense filed to that case by your lawyer,
yes, my lord,
the management of the news magazine has not been linked with the bomb blast in Kaduna, to your knowledge.
I am not aware of that, my lord.
You are not aware?
Yes.
Now, did you at any stage in the course of your investigation meet with the management staff of the news magazine?
Not my lord. Apart from Ojudu.
Okay. Are you aware that Mr. Dapo Oloruyomi left for exile in the United States?
According to the report of the SS.
Just a minute. In December 1995?
I don't know, my lord.
You don't know?
Yes.
Are you aware that Mr. Babafemi Ojudu, also a management staff, was detained for about 18 months between 1996 and 98?
I'm not aware, my lord.
Are you aware that Kunle Ajibade was jailed for 3.5 years between 1995 and 1998?
I think I'm aware of that.
You are aware of that?
Yes.
Are you aware that the last of the management staff, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, also left for exile in 1995 November?
I'm not aware of that.
You are not aware of that?
Yes, my lord.
You investigated this case.
Yes, my lord.
And it is your allegation that the management of the ICNL was either responsible for the bomb blast in Kaduna or Bagada Kato acted on his own.
Come in with that. I'm not quite clear with that statement.
I'm saying you've confirmed earlier
Yes.
that it is either that
They were acting together.
they acted on their own or Bagada Kato acted on his own.
Yes.
I am saying, I'm asking you.
Yes.
In view of this doubt that you have,
Yes.
have you cleared the doubt since then?
I have not.
You have not. I think that's all for him for now, sir.
Let's see. Any questions from any question? Now, the only question that arises, in view of the examination by Mr. Falana and your answers, can you still say with certainty that the body found in the Deba Hotel bomb blast was a body of anybody you know? Others said it was burned beyond recognition. From the evidence so far, can you really be sure of the body?
My lord, for us to be conclusive...
It doesn't matter what you say. Can you really be sure of who was that man?
For us to be conclusive, you are referring to a statement of somebody that the body was burnt beyond recognition. The person has not come here to confirm his statement. You are now asking me to... I didn't see the body myself.
Good.
The person who saw the body is
Good.
supposed to come here and
You didn't
say
see the body yourself.
That's why, my lord, may I just...
Yes.
Call him.
My lord, sir,
Falana,
may I just come?
you know, Femi, I just want to repeat again what we said, what I said yesterday. Namely that as far as this matter is concerned, if you were here yesterday, I mean, the questions you asked didn't even show that you weren't here yesterday. These issues are rather graphic and they're detailed enough. But it does seem to me, and this was the point I made yesterday, that we probably need to assemble all the principal persons concerned. Because Zakari Biu's position and his alibi, if I may use that expression, is that, look, I mean, you're really scratching in where it's not itching. He took over this case on this particular date, and so just to make the point again, isn't it better for us to adjourn this case and then set in motion a machinery that will ensure that all the main actors, the man in Kaduna who made the press statement, Mr. Caleb whose testimony, I mean
who made that
statement we read, and a range of other people who are not here and who need to be able to speak for themselves, that we now adjourn this case until we can assemble everybody so that everybody will be able to speak for themselves.
Also the SSS who made this report.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, with profound respect to the Honorable Commission, on behalf of the management of the ICNL, I was in fact going to make an application. I was going to make an application that all those who took part in the investigation be summoned to assist to unravel this issue. And I was just going to say, sir, just to also for us, it can assist. Mr. Zakari Biu, you know, between 1995 and 1998,
yes,
different arms of the State Security Department were arresting suspects.
I agree with you, my lord.
Yes. The SSS, police,
DMI.
DMI, And there was no general list of suspects at any time.
No, my lord.
Furthermore, there was no coordination in the sense that there were times you are looking for Femi Falana, only to discover that the SSS had picked him up.
You are right, my lord.
So you are not able to say confidently what happened to Bagauda Kato. Confidently.
Yes, my lord. You are right.
That's all, sir.
Thank you.
Now, even if we assemble them, honestly, there's nothing they are going to say. Because you see, look at it, they are all relying on this security report.
And what we have not been able to establish is motive. And if you see from the SSS man's even for him to clarify, because you see, what the Zakari people were relying on was that this man was working for SSS. It is important for Caleb to come and establish what manner of work was really doing for them. And what is clear is that definitely, like I said, one of these, I think it's exhibit 8. Like I was mentioning,
that is his report, is evidence.
Where they have these photographs, even with Alto and Mari and all these people, it does seem to me that it's most likely that if we assemble the
reconstructed.
Yeah, it is.
Pin the blame on somebody. That's the one that his evidence is evidence reconstructed from all the
exactly.
You can see it's borne out clear. It says photograph of Kalto attire subtly procured depict a close resemblance with the corpse found. This is the basis on which he has come to this conclusion.
These are the photographs that both the wife of Kalto
have now denied. Exactly. So no matter who we bring, in the absence of exhumation and
even if the exhumation becomes necessary.
You want to stop it? Any other questions?
No, sorry, my lord.
You want to re-examine? Yes, you want to re-examine?
No, except that.
Yes.
Except that on behalf of the people of
What did you say?
Ghana.
It's welcoming Falana back home.
From which of the detentions?
This time around, sir, I came voluntarily.
Any other questions from our friend? Well, Zakari, thank you very much. The only thing I personally feel a bit worried is the positive conclusions from hearsay gathered from here, there, yonder. They put it to you yesterday that it was allegations.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that solves it. Allegations.
Thank you, my lord.
He's going away. Anybody wants him? Or you can go now.
Thank you, my lord.
Yes? Any other witness you have? That's it, they're friends.
Well, you want to shake him properly.
Why shouldn't they speak? We're on reconciliation. Reconciliation. I shall see. I hope the photographers are there to take a photograph for reconciliation. No, reconcile now.
No, it's not reconciliation.
What is it?
Femi has never had problem with this guy. And it's not. No, but the problem is that even Femi knows. Femi is on. Femi is a very tricky person. I mean, he's been in and out of this school, and he knows
the
sharing all kinds of information.
He was using the office for interviewing his friends who were charged by them.
All these people that Femi has been following, you heard what Okuntimor said. All these people that Femi has been following, he's had his own way. So, my lord,
Yes.
What is the position?
My lord, yes, my lord. We summoned Mr. Kunle Ajibade of.
Is he here?
He is here, my lord.
All right.
Yes, my lord. Mr. Ajibade. Well, the MD of the SNL is also here, but we summoned
All
Mr.
right.
Ajibade.
As a fourth witness.
Yes, please. Take the witness stand, please.
No, but I will not. I thought Femi wants to. I'm not going to be 20. He already. What is it?
My lord, the man we have in the box, I think, is actually Mr. Ojudu, the managing director.
Managing editor.
Managing editor of the SNL.
Baba Femi Ojudu.
I see. It's not Kunle Ajibade. I see.
It's not Kunle.
Kule was here once. It's also around.
Yes. Who leads you or Falana? Yes, go on.
I will lead you. Your full name?
My names are Baba Femi Ojudu.
Baba Femi.
Yes, Ojudu. O-J-U-D-U.
Swear him.
I, Baba Femi Ojudu, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this noble commission shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Mr. Babafemi Ojudu, what do you do?
I'm a journalist
With what organization?
with ICNL,
What does that mean?
that Independent Communication Network Limited, publishers of the news, PM News and Tempo.
What is your position in that organization?
I'm the group managing editor.
Now, you are aware of the fact that Mr. James Bagadakato is working with your organization.
Yes.
Where is he now?
Nobody can say.
Since when?
Since 1995, December, we have lost contact with him.
Now, you have read in the papers the statement credited to Mr. Zakari Biu, and particularly the information gathered from the State Security Service,
Yes.
alleging that your organization either committed or was responsible for the bomb blast in Kaduna.
Yes, my lord.
Do you have anything to say to that?
Yes, my lord. This is not the first time, my lord, Mr. Zakari Biu is making this allegation. The allegation was first made in 1998, shortly after the former head of state, General Sani Abacha, died, and General Abubakar took over. And some of us were released from detention. Mr. Zakari Biu called a press conference. And after the press conference was published in the papers and reported in the broadcast media, we too called a press conference and reacted to these allegations. And my lord, sir, if you crave my indulgence, I have a copy of that press conference here.
Do you want to tender it?
Yes, my lord.
We seek to tender a copy of the press conference. The text. Can you collect it?
Why didn't you confront him with it and give him an opportunity to say something? You have a copy of the press conference.
Yes, he wants to tender it.
No, but when he was here,
Can I
when
read?
Zakari Biu was here.
No, this was his own press conference, not that of Zakari Biu.
Oh, his own?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Copy of press conference by me. All right.
Now,
Exhibit 21.
Exhibit 21. Since this is your reaction, sit down. Do you want to read it
Yes, I would love to read it, sir.
It's all right.
quickly?
Okay, sir. My Lord and respected members of this commission, we apologize for not turning up here on Monday, 12th March, when you started your sitting in Kano. We got the notice on phone very late that day. We'd like to inform the commission that this is not the first time that SCP Hassan Zakari Biu will be making these spurious allegations he made last Monday against our organization. Each time he made the allegations, we had not failed to respond to him. Shortly after the death of General Sani Abacha, all the 30 members of our staff were freed from detention and jail, with the exception of James Bagauda Kalto, the Kaduna correspondent of the News, Temple and PM News. We then embarked on a vigorous campaign for his release, because we had sought the help of the then head of state, General Absalami Abubakar, among other very important people in Nigeria and abroad. The security apparatus of the state was put under intense pressure to tell Nigerians the whereabouts of our correspondent. ACP Hassan Zakari Biu, the then head of the task force on terrorist activities, addressed a press conference on the 18th of August 1998, in which he alleged that James Bagauda Kalto had died in a bomb blast and that our organization was a terrorist company. We quickly responded to him. Since he is still repeating the same lies, we seek the indulgence of this commission to present our own position, which we presented at a press conference and which was also advertised in major newspapers and magazines. Now, I'm going to read the text of the press conference. The fate of Bagauda Kalto, written our position. Gentlemen of the press, on the 18th of August 1998, Assistant Commissioner of Police Alhaji Zakari Biu, who also heads the task force on terrorist activities, held a press conference at Alagbon Ikoyi, Lagos. At the conference, he alleged that Bagauda Kalto, our senior Kaduna State correspondent, arrested in 1996 by security agents, died in a bomb blast at the Doba Hotel, Kaduna. Biu also made serious, spurious, and grave allegations against our 5-year-old organization, the Independent Communication Network Limited. Although we have briefed our lawyers, we find it necessary to make preliminary responses to the content of ACP Biu's press statement. The allegations: 1. ACP Biu alleged that Bagauda Kalto was the unidentified person who had allegedly planted a bomb at Doba Hotel on 18 January 1996 and who was killed in the process. At the conference, he showed reporters a videotape of the scene of the blast and 2 photographs. One was a dead person whose body was burnt and who Biu claimed was Kalto. The other was that of Kalto, as we, his colleagues and family members, know him to be. The second piece of evidence showed by Biu was that of a videotape of an interview by Bauchi Television Authority with General Muhammadu Buhari in 1994. The tape was allegedly found at the scene of the blast. Biu said this same interview was published in the news of 4 September 1995, 5 months before the blast. 2. ACP Biu alleged that his task force strongly suspects the management of ICNL of having connection with at least the Doba Hotel bombing, or else James Bagauda Kalto was acting independent of his employers. Quote, our response: many Nigerians will recall that when the Doba Hotel bomb blast occurred on Thursday, 18 January 1996, the police immediately moved in to investigate. Newspapers' accounts of the blast and the ensuing tragedy indicated that the entire vicinity of the blast was terribly shattered, that the bomb carrier was burnt beyond recognition, in quotes. Umaru Suleiman, the acting police commissioner of Kaduna State at the time, was quoted by The Guardian, among several other papers, as saying that the stomach of the victim was ripped open, legs shattered, and face burnt beyond recognition. Suleiman was also quoted to have said the victim's body could not be identified because the smoke of the bomb had darkened him. The News Agency of Nigeria filed a similar report, which was published in the AM News of 20th and 21st January 1996. In the AM news report, Suleiman was quoted to have said that a post-mortem will be carried out on the corpse. The Guardian report said the police gave the victim's age as between 30 and 35. I'm now quoting Suleiman. We met a young man of about 30 to 35 years who was blasted by the bomb. This man was carrying the bomb in the banquet hall. The man went inside the toilet in order to put the bomb down. So after placing it there, the bomb exploded before he got up. These were words of the Kaduna State Acting Commissioner of Police. On 24 January, the Guardian, quoting the same police commissioner, reported, and I quote, "What we know so far, as we in this command are concerned, is that the management of Doba could not identify the person. If somebody tells you this is the name of the person must be a liar. We did not see anything, any exhibit, along with him that can identify the dead man. The only thing we recovered is a book which I had just bought from the Doba Hotel, and the title of the book is The Man Died, written by Wole Soyinka. He wrote the name YY Yusuf on the book and the receipt. We took statement from those who sold the book to him at the Doba bookshop, and they could not identify the person that bought it from them. So for somebody to come and say this is the man that has done it, I think that is very questionable. The receipt was found in a leather bag which contained an unexploded bomb together with the book. Gentlemen of the press, it is curious that the police have suddenly recognized the body of a man they said was born beyond recognition 32 months ago. It is curious that the recognition coincides with the multifaceted efforts by our organization to locate the whereabouts of this journalist and what fate has befallen him. It is curious that the recognition has come at the time our organization has called for intervention of the head of state, General Salami Abubakar, in this matter. It is curious that the face in the photograph given to journalists by ACP Biu on 18 August has suddenly become recognizable, contrary to the statement made earlier by the police on the matter. The issues begging for answers are many, and our belief and conviction is that they are better resolved by a public inquiry. On this score, we hereby appeal to the military authorities to set up a panel to investigate Bagada's disappearance and the police statement on the matter. Since the police claim to have the photograph of Bagada's body, we are of the view that they also know where Bagada's body is. The pertinent question then is, did the police, during the 32-month investigation, ask Bagada's wife or his relatives to identify the now recognizable body? We implore the head of state to order the immediate production of the body the police have for forensic and DNA tests to enable Nigerians, local and international journalist associations to get to the root of these affairs. Only recently, the France-based Reporters Sans Frontières, that means Reporters Without Borders, in a bulletin on the plight of the Nigerian journalists, claimed that it learned that Bagada Kalto was allegedly tortured to death in the Kaduna cell of one of the security agencies a few months ago. Our management swiftly asked RSF for the details, but RSF claimed that the information they had was an allegation. The inquiries cannot but be urgent to clear all these theories about Bagada Kalto's fate. Other issues. The police claim to have recovered a Bauchi television tape containing an interview with General Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria's former head of state. Truly, the interview was published in the news magazine of 4 September 1995. The germane question remains, why did it take the police 2 months to link the interview with a videotape purportedly found at the scene of a most treasonable crime? Begging for resolution is also the contradiction between the discovery of the videotape and the police earlier statement that except for Soyinka's book and the receipt, there was no other evidence at the bomb blast scene. The attempt by Biu to link our organization, the ICNL, to the Kaduna bomb blast is indeed very curious. At the press conference, Biu claimed that it was our managing editor, Babafemi Ojudu, who gave the police the address of Mrs. Kalto in Biliri, Gombe State. Management hereby states categorically that Ojudu never volunteered such information. Ojudu was arrested in November 1997 by the SSS. In April this year, Biu ordered the SSS to release him to the police for interrogation about our organization at Bagada Kalto. That was about 6 months after Ojudu was arrested. The impression Biu gave at his press conference was that it was after Ojudu's interrogation in April that the police were able to get Bagada's photograph to enable them to compare it with that of alleged Doba Hotel bomber in 1996. Management hereby states that this is farther from the truth. Management is aware that as far back as November last year, that's 1997, the police at the SSS had concluded that the alleged Kaduna bomber was Bagada Kalto. 3 senior journalists who were detained last year confirmed this. The fact as we know them, on Tuesday 7 April 1998 or thereabout, the FCID detectives arrested Mrs. Kalto at Biliri and brought her to Lagos with her child and brother-in-law. Detectives worked on them